Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? I'm going to do some quick adjusting here. Just a little bit, hopefully. Let's see if I can get this to go down a little bit more. How's everyone doing? How are we? I think I gotcha. There we go. We're good. All right, so today is our Motivational Monday. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. Good morning, everyone who's popping in. I thought I had you all situated already and then realized I had some more maneuvering I needed to do there. So again, we are here on YouTube as well as on Buffy's Toolbox group. So for those of you joining us on the replay, thanks so much for coming in and checking us out. And don't forget, if you are a Premier Design jeweler and you would like to be a part of our live interaction, come on over to the Buffy's Toolbox group where you can be a part of that live interaction. You get a chance to chat with me directly and all that kind of good stuff versus having to leave a comment and me having to come back, and get back to you and all that kind of good stuff. If you're able to be a part of the live interaction, then you can ask and have your questions. Look, I got me some lipstick again today. What is going on? See, I need to stop doing that. I need to stop putting my lipstick on literally right before I start. But anyway, good morning to everyone here. So today is our Motivational Monday. Now, for any of you who have been following me for any length of time, you know that I truly actually hate the word motivation because I feel like people use it as an excuse to not work. Okay, they use it as an excuse to be lazy because it kind of goes something like, I just don't have the motivation. I just haven't found the motivation to do that. I just, I don't know what it is. I just can't seem to find the motivation. Y'all are looking for a separate entity to come rip your butt up off the couch and make you do what you should be doing anyway. It's not going to happen. Okay, there is no such thing. There's no such thing as motivation that's going to make you get up in the morning, that's going to make you go do the things that you should be doing when you don't feel like it. What does make you do that is having a passion for what it is that you do and making the decision to simply go do something. Can I get an amen? Okay, because listen, the only difference between you and someone else who recently promoted is she might be working her business in a different way than you. For those of us who are all Premier Design jewelers, I want you to think about this for just a moment. We all have the exact same line. Okay, we all have the exact same jewelry line. There's no Premier Design jeweler out there who has this special secret little hidden line. Oh my goodness. Look, I just dropped y'all. That scared the daylights out of me. Oh my goodness. My little thing slipped. Give me one moment. Let me put you back in here. Oh my goodness. Was that not too funny? Did y'all get to see me jump like a fool? That was hilarious. Oh my heavens. My little heart is just racing. Oh. Everybody good? Are we good? Did I make you seasick? Oh, live streaming at its best. At its best. Too funny. Okay. All right. So, look, I don't know if that is the devil trying to prevent more of this conversation from happening or what. But I think I have you all locked in and loaded. Goodness gracious. All right. Can y'all communicate with me? Let me know that you're still here, that you're still okay. Oh, my heavens. Okay. So anyway, let's get back to this, right? So how many of you have previously used that? I see exactly what the problem is, but I can't fix it right now. I see what it is. My little cushion is starting to slide off. So I pray it doesn't shoot you off here again. We're going to have to hope. I'm going to have to fix that when we get off of here. So it says that y'all are commenting. Unfortunately, it's not showing me your comments. It's showing me who's here, but it's not showing me comments. Give me one moment because I want to see your comments, okay? One moment. Don't leave me. I'm going to try to go get my charger so I can turn my tablet on so I can see your comments. Don't leave me. All right, let's try this. I haven't even been using my tablet, so I gotta plug it in here. Oh, look. I haven't been using it, but it's still on like 59%, so I should be able to actually see your comments. So let me pull that up, and I'm gonna prop that up. I'm telling you, y'all, devil does not want something to get out to you guys today. So stick with me for just a moment because I promise you it'll get better. All right, let me open up my Facebook on here so I can see everybody's comments as they're coming through because I don't want to miss your comments. I need to see you guys. It's telling me conversation starter, 10 comments so far. Well, that would be great if I could view the comments, right? So let me pop this open and make sure my volume is turned down so that you don't have to hear me as I'm hearing myself. Okay, let me open up. All right, oh no! Let me open up my Facebook on here so you get to see what the delay is now, right? Okay, all right. Let me see. Dun, dun, dun. Let me see if I can still see it. If I turn it this way. Cole says, hi, Buffy. Well, thank you. Say hello for me. All right. I'm trying to... Look, I think I got us. Oh, this is crazy. All right. Tori, you missed it. My daughter just popped in. But you missed it. Your mama was just being a fool. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Now we're getting lots of good mornings. Lots of good mornings. Yay. There we are. Okay. Love when a plan comes together, right? Okay. All right. So who's ready for this word that evidently the devil does not want y'all to hear? Are you guys ready? Are you ready for something good here? All right. Let me maneuver here just a bit. All right. Are we good? Woo! All right. I got some readies. Okay. You got to come in when the screen was flying and I'm telling you, devil is working. He is working. So make no mistake. He is working on everybody. Okay. He's working on everybody. So here's what I want to share. We so often assume that there must be, that this other jeweler, she must have some sort of hidden secret line or something because she is just rocking and rolling and she is selling things left and right. Okay. Or we have this mindset of, well, she must just know a lot of people. She just really knows a lot of people. Okay. Anybody ever feel that way, that they're like, well, she must live in a really good area. Okay. Is another thing that I've often heard. Or maybe she has a lot of people willing to help her out. Okay. Anybody ever deal with that? Anybody ever think that? Or different things like that. Okay. We get this stuff stuck in our head that, well, because we're not her, because we're not that person, that somehow we can't find the success that she has found. All right. Have y'all ever believed that? If you have believed that at some point, I don't care when it was, if you believed at some point in your life that you simply could not be successful because you were not said person, would you please just put a me in the box to let me know that you have dealt with that? Would you just put a me in the box so that I know we have people here willing to admit that, look, I allowed the enemy to lie to me. I allowed the enemy to tell me that I wasn't good enough, that I couldn't accomplish it, that I didn't know enough people, that I couldn't book those shows, that I couldn't sponsor those people, that I couldn't promote, that I couldn't become a senior leader, that I couldn't, whatever, okay, whatever those things are. And I see a lot of me's here in the comment stream. So, ladies, first off, I love the fact that you're willing to admit that. I love the fact that you are willing to say, you know what, it has happened. It has happened. I've let him put these negative thoughts and these lies into my head that make me believe that because I'm not this person, I will never have that success that they've had. But the reality is that person may just be working their business in a different way. And perhaps all you need to do is learn how to do what she's doing. We all have the exact same line. We all have the exact same catalog. We all have the exact same hostess plan, marketing plan. Listen, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but any new jeweler who comes in, they all pay the $395 unless they come in during a promotional period. Okay? So it's not that, listen, we have to stop making excuses for why someone else is successful and we're not. We have to stop making excuses for why they have achieved success. And y'all have heard me talk about this before. I've had people tell me before, well, of course you're as successful as you are. I mean, David helps you. Okay, listen, my husband helps me and he is a phenomenal partner in this business. But would you believe that much of the success came first and then I had to have him come on to help because I couldn't do it all? Okay. And because we enjoy spending time together. And instead of me just constantly going out working and us not being able to be together, he opted to start going to the shows with me. He then also opted that because we have some goals that we want to achieve, we have some debts that we want to pay off, that, you know what, if you need me to do a show at the same time you're doing a show so we can, do double the shows, then let's do it. So, but here's the thing. Even if David were to tell me tomorrow, which I know he never would, but even if he were to tell me tomorrow, you know what, hon, I just can't help anymore. Would you believe that I would still work my business? Would you believe that I would still continue to strive to have 60 to 70 shows a year? Would you believe that I would still continue to, talk to people about the business, and I would still continue to open my mouth when somebody says they like my necklace and things like that? Now, y'all, you also have been with me long enough through these scopes and through these broadcasts and everything else. Y'all know I am not perfect, and there are times that I should open my mouth and I don't. Okay? So I'm not by any means saying I have this all figured out, because we've already discussed this. In fact, we just discussed this last week or the week before, that I am a hot mess at times. Okay? I do not have it all together. I do not claim to. I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything. But that is part of what continues to push me, is that I don't know everything. So guess what? I am going to go out there and talk to people who know more than I know. I'm going to go out there and request to train with people who are in positions that I'd like to be in, that have achieved the goals I'd like to achieve. But here's the kicker. Sometimes the biggest difference is actually, Judy has already said it. If we would just do what we've learned, we might have an opportunity to be successful. Okay? But the problem is, we know all this stuff. We have all this stuff in our head. We know all the things we should be doing. We know the things that we're being called to do. But what do? We allow the enemy to tell us that we can't do it. We allow the enemy to get in our heads and make us doubt. And then we make a decision not to do anything for fear of failure. Do y'all realize how much of like an oxymoron that is? Like, well, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to fail. Do you realize you're also not giving yourself an opportunity to succeed by not even trying? So here's the thing. We have to stop using lack of motivation or excuses for why she's successful and you're not. And we have to start owning up to, are we actually doing the work? We can't be upset by the results we didn't get from the work we didn't do. It works that way whether you're talking about weight loss, whether you're talking about building a business, whether you're talking about achieving any goal. If you are not putting forth the time and the effort to do it, and you are not out there working your tail off, that's why you're not successful. That's why you're not achieving what you'd like to achieve. Okay? You absolutely have to hold yourself accountable, Bridget. Absolutely. Okay? And if you can't do that, find an accountability partner that will. And I'm talking about one who will not hold back. Okay? I'm not talking about you get yourself an accountability partner that when you say, yeah, I just didn't do what I did, it goes, oh, that's okay. That's okay. Try again next week. That's not an accountability partner. That is an enabler. Okay? You need an accountability partner, somebody who is going to come to you and say, okay, so let's talk about why you didn't. What held you back? And when when excuses start flying, as they many times will, I can't tell you the number of people that will simply say, well, you know what? My week just got away from me. No. You gave your week over to other things is what happened. You didn't just lose a whole week and suddenly before you know it, it's like, oh, it's the next week. Imagine that. Okay? That's not what happens. What happens is you give your time to other things. So it means that you are not making your business a priority. Okay? I've also had times where, again, people use the, well, I just can't, I just can't. I'm just so busy. I just have so many things on my plate. Everyone is busy. I don't care who you are. I'm sorry if this sounds hurtful. I'm sorry. But if you have ever used the excuse, I can't work my business because I am just so busy, perhaps you're busy doing the wrong things. And perhaps you need a wake-up call to understand that everyone is busy. You are not special in that manner. Okay? Every single person is busy. But we all get to choose where we're going to spend our time. Okay? You get to choose that. And if you are someone who has a hard time saying no to people when they are trying to ask you, okay, so as an example, all right, one of our girls, and I know I've talked about this before, but it might be a refresher for some people, or maybe because of us being in here now, maybe some people are going to hear it that previously haven't. But we had a gal who, well, she wanted to work the business. She wanted to do the business. She wasn't even in yet, but she wanted to do the business. And she says, but I just have so much going on. And I said, well, let's talk about the things that you're doing. What is it that you do? So she says, well, for one, she worked full time, which totally understand. But would you believe that so do probably 80% of all other jewelers in this business? They already work full time. Okay. I don't know if those are the actual percentages. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just saying the majority of jewelers in this business also work a full-time job. Okay. So then she says, well, and I also do the books for a company. She wasn't getting paid to do the books. She was getting paid in barter and trade kind of thing. But even the barter and trade never worked out to her advantage because half the time she didn't even get what she was supposed to be getting. Okay? And I'm sitting here going, y'all, okay, so you're not getting anything out of that. Essentially, this is strictly a time waster. You are being sweet by assisting that person. Yes. You are being kind by offering a service, basically free of charge. Sure. But how is that helping your family? How is that helping to bring an income into your household to make things more financially stable for you and your home? She's like, well, it's not. Okay, let's talk about some other things. What else do you got going? She says, well, I also volunteer for concessions in the, I don't want to say the specific thing, but she worked concession stand for a sport of which none of her children played. But she was the head of the concessions. And I'm going, your children, do your kids play? She's like, no. I'm like, what? Why are you doing this? Well, I mean, because they did play and I was in it to help at that point, but after they stopped, I just couldn't turn it down. Nobody else wanted to like pick up and take over and this, and I'm going, okay, but again, how is this helping your family? You are taking time away from your family to put energy and effort into something that is not benefiting you or your family or your finances. But you're saying you can't do something that would benefit your family and your finances, etc., because you are spending too much time doing things free of charge and doing things for which you shouldn't even be a part of anymore. Okay? So help me understand this. I will tell you, she did become one of my jewelers. And she's still one of my jewelers. But I say all this to simply share that we all have an opportunity to make choices. We have that opportunity to decide where we're going to spend our time, who is going to get our time, and how much of that time are they going to receive. Okay? If you are struggling because maybe at your church they are asking for you to just take over this and do this, and can you do this, and can you do this? Do you realize it is okay to say no? And in fact, by you saying no, you might give somebody else the ability to step up and serve if you're not already filling the position. Okay? So you have to also understand that by you just trying to do literally everything that you're being asked, you're also not giving the opportunity for other people to step up and have a chance to serve. And they may have more time on their hands than they know what to do with. Okay? They might have the time to do it. And maybe they're looking for something to do. Now, that all being said, we still all have a choice. We can say yes or no to anything. Okay? But for some reason, we oftentimes feel like we have to say yes to everything. And I'm telling you, create some boundaries in your life. Learn what is important to you and what isn't. If you are spending just oodles and oodles of time on things that are not going to get you and your family closer to a better tomorrow or toward a better future, you might want to reconsider putting all your time and effort there. It's not to say that you can't help out on occasion. Okay? It's not to say that you can't serve on occasion. It's not to say that you have to totally become self-indulged and just like totally only thinking about yourself. That's not where I'm going with this. So I pray that nobody's taking it that way, because what I'm saying is you need to make smart choices with your time. The Lord has given you a certain amount of days on this earth, and He's asking us to be good stewards of that time. So if you're using a lack of motivation as an excuse to be lazy, stop it. Okay? If you are doing this whole, well, I really want to work my business, but I just can't find the motivation to get up and do it. No, you made a decision not to go do it because you feel it's easier to sit back and do nothing. It's not that you have a lack of motivation. It's that you have a lack of commitment to the decision to just go do it anyway. Okay, and I know that that can be tough to hear. I know that that can be hurtful to hear. And if any of what I've shared here today has kind of given you an ouch, go ahead and put ouch in the comment stream. That's okay. I don't mind, Because here's the thing. I'm not here to just sweeten things up and, sugarcoat it and everything else. I'm here to help you learn how to make better choices. I'm here to help maybe bring some things to your attention that maybe you just haven't been thinking about. Okay. Love you too, Jenny. Okay. I'm also thinking about, so here's another example. When I have people who say they just can't find the time to do things, but I receive game requests, game notifications from them, and I'm thinking, how on earth are they so strapped for time, yet they can find time to play these games? I don't get it. Or how are they so strapped for time, but you see them repinning or posting pins from Pinterest of different ideas that they want to try? Okay, listen, there are certain times where I will take like a mental break from things and a physical break from things, and I'll scroll through Pinterest and I'll find things that I want to try and everything else. Do you realize half of them, I can't even say half of them, do you realize probably 95% of them never even have an attempt made at them because I'm busy doing other things? Do you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you just have to kind of look at things and say, is what I'm doing, is me, being a part of these games online, or is me, scrolling through Pinterest for 8 hours? Is that worth my time? Am I being a good steward of the time that God has given me? Because listen, when we're doing those things, when we're taking the time to do that kind of thing, then guess what? We're not out there sharing his word, which is what he calls us to do. We're not out there sharing our business opportunity, which is what we should be doing. We're not out there serving other people if we're doing that kind of stuff. Those things are very like me. Does that make sense? Okay, do y'all understand that? So I'm simply saying, take a look at what it is that you're doing and ask yourself, is it really that you're too busy to do these things? Or is it simply you're not prioritizing your time and being able to lay things out in such a way that you can build the business that you want? Because here's the thing, when you're sitting back watching everybody else succeed and reach these different levels of promotion and doing this and doing this and doing this, don't sit back and feel sorry for yourself. Go to that person and say, holy cow, like, congrats, that's awesome, tell me what you're doing, and then go implement what you've learned. Don't waste your time going to trainings, listening to trainings, asking God to guide your footsteps if you're not going to move your feet and go do something with what you've learned. That's all I'm saying. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So I've held you up long enough. I'm going to let you guys go. I pray that this will be a blessing to you. I pray that you will be able to look at it and maybe just kind of do some reevaluating. Do some, evaluating of your business and of your time. And just ask yourself, am I truly giving this all I have? Or am I simply hoping that it will give me all it can before I'm willing to actually do something? Okay? Don't ask your business to prove itself to you. That, like, hey, you prove to me that you can work and then I'll come work you. Well, no, it's being proven all over the United States. It's being proved all over the nation by people who are promoting left and right, by people who are, just open up your update and look at all the people who are being recognized. The business works. You don't need your business to prove anything to you. You need to prove to your business that you can get out there and make it work the way that it's supposed to. Okay? So instead of sitting back saying, I can't find the motivation, I don't have the time, I can't do this, instead just make a decision to get out there and do it and go do it. Okay? All right, y'all. Love you. Please feel free to leave me additional comments if you like, things like that. I know that, like I said, this may be an ouch for some people, but I pray it was a good ouch. I pray it was one of those things that hurts in a good way, because it just really makes you reevaluate and that kind of thing. So I love you all. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is our Tips and Tricks Tuesday, and hopefully I will have all my cameras lined up in such a way that makes it much easier, and I don't have to worry about throwing y'all almost on the floor. All right. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for being a part of this, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for those Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.